This world is formed by all kinds of mysterious forces that we don't fully understand. So today, let's take a look at some of the unsolved mysteries that confuse the minds of physicists. From dark matter to the multiverse, it's time to delve into a world in which truth is stranger than fiction. Before we start with the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Number 5. Deja Vu. Have you ever experienced a strange feeling of familiarity while being in a completely new place? Or feel like you've had the same conversation before with someone? This feeling of familiarity is known as déjà vu, which means already seen. Almost 80 to 90% of people report having this strange feeling. But what's the reason for having these feelings of familiarity? Scientists and theorists are still struggling to explain this mysterious phenomenon, but a possible explanation of déjà vu, according to string theory, is that each and every universe is made up of vibrating strings. Different universes vibrate with different frequencies. Most of the time, when more than two universes vibrate with a similar frequency due to disturbance, we may sense the possible events that are about to happen. These events might also be experienced by our parallel twin in some other universe, which may be forward in time as compared to our own. So, we might be watching a glimpse of what happened in another universe that was inhabited before, and we have experienced it all before and are experiencing it again. Who knows? The feeling may be true. While some scientists say it's a glitch in our matrix system, because this world is a simulation, and when we observe something, we feel like we've already experienced it. However, it could be our brain checking up on itself. Suspecting that everything is fine, the brain might be testing its own memory. Or it could be its ability to recall and connect different memories together, like an involuntary exercise, which actually makes sense, but freaks us out as it's not something we can control. Number 4. Reincarnation. We all have heard about the concept of reincarnation, no? Though there's no scientific explanation of reincarnation yet. After watching this video, you might change your mind and start believing in it. Cameron McCauley, who's living in Glasgow, Scotland. Just before he started speaking, he was a normal child. That's when Cameron's story of his previous life begins. He claimed to live on the Scottish island of Barra. He recalled a white house in front of the sea, his favorite black and white pet dog, and the airplanes that landed on the beach all the time. However, the Macaulays have never visited Barra in their life. It's about 200 miles away from their home in Glasgow. To turn things stranger, Cameron even told about his previous dad, named Shane Robertson, and how his life ended in a car accident. Cameron used to spend the bulk of time drawing his old white house beside the sea, talking about his siblings and other mother. After listening to all these stories, Cameron's teacher suggested his parents to set a meeting with a filmmaker and visit Barra. Finally, a film company agreed on making a short film on Cameron's story, and they all went to Barra. The boy was amazed to find out he was finally going to his previous house. Unfortunately, the response was negative when they reached the island's heritage center and asked information about the Robertsons. The entire crew was disappointed as there was no such place on the island. Nothing from Cameron's story could be found. Later, after realizing they were on the wrong side and looking on the opposite side of the island, the hotel finally told them that there was a Robertson family living on the island. After driving to that place, Cameron recognized it immediately. The person living there also managed to find photos of that black and white dog, including various other details from the boy's life. Number 3. Mysterious ancient designs. These giant stone circles in the Middle East have been captured from the air and puzzled archaeologists completely. Archaeologists want to know why they exist and who was behind the making of the designs. There are 11 big circles that dot the landscape between Syria and Jordan, dating back to at least 2,000 years, prehistoric, and might be created even before the era of writing. These geoglyphs are huge, Some of them are approximately more than 12,000 feet in diameter and consist of short stone walls built from local stone. Researchers believe that these designs would have required a lot of planning, as all of the circles are very precise. They might have had some sort of architect to plan and execute all these projects. Researchers are still finding answers. Either these designs were to maintain the animal herds or specific burial sites. So far, there's no evidence of any practical use found from these sites. Hundreds of other ancient designs have been found throughout the Middle East, such as kites, pendants, walls, and wheels. Almost the same as the enigmatic Nazca lines of Peru, half of the world away from Jordan and Syria. It's still a mystery to be solved. What could be the purpose of these designs, and what were the intentions of the builders behind it? And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. Mysterious bird formation. This amazing picture is of more than 10,000 racing pigeons bursting out of the Central Cumberland Racing Pigeons Federation's truck at the south coast of NSW, Australia, near Culburra Beach. Because of the bad wind conditions, many of the pigeons headed back to their lofts in Sydney. Though the huge wave of birds made a splendid view throughout the sky of Culburra Beach, this bizarre bird formation on the beach was first discovered in 2010 by residents, but it confused the residents because of its unique formation. No such bird formation has been discovered in any other place. This structure, which is formed by the release of racing pigeons, is about 3 kilometers wide, sometimes even more than the size of the place where they get released. Eventually, the mystery was resolved when one of the residents saw a truck releasing them. Anyhow, the event is worth watching and beautiful. Number 1. Falling birds in South Jersey. It was a typical November day, but all of a sudden, it was raining dead birds. It's about the dead birds falling from the sky in Arkansas and Louisiana. Now, when we searched deeper into this matter, we found similar incidents took place in other countries too, like Brazil and Japan. Though all government and local agencies have given different reasons or theories for the massive deaths, none of them are sure about what actually happened. Around 5,000 red-winged blackbirds dropped dead from the sky. Scientists said celebratory fireworks on New Year's Eve likely sent thousands of blackbirds into such a tizzy that they crashed into homes, cars, and each other before plummeting to their deaths. Quote, the blackbirds were flying at rooftop level instead of treetop level. But there are some proofs which still need explanation, like why only one specific species out of 9,800, and why only this one time? People celebrate the new year with crackers every year. Why only in particular places? Whether the trauma was caused by something striking them in the air or them hitting the ground. While reading, we found one interesting theory relating all these events to a change in the Earth's magnetic field. The next incident took place 3 days after the first one in Louisiana. The same species, same deadly event, and this time the count was around 500. Shockingly, this time there were no signs of physical trauma in the samples of dead birds like last time. Brazil and Japan have also reported a high number of bird deaths. According to some Japanese reports, the possible reason for these deaths can be bird flu. The birds were the second mass wildlife death in Arkansas in recent days. About 83,000 dead and dying drumfish washed up along a 20-mile stretch of the Arkansas River. The reason is unknown, but the consequences are real and disturbing. The deaths were not caused by pesticides commonly known to be toxic to wildlife, and not likely caused by compounds. Whatever the reason may be, could it be the fireworks or a disturbance in Earth's magnetic field? One thing's for sure, it's because of us. It's the ugly truth of what the future is about to unfold if we don't stop our environment from disturbing activities. That's it for today, folks. For centuries, humans have looked up at the stars and contemplated the universe and our place in it. From the very beginning of time, We've always wanted to discover and make logic of the rest of the world. And yet, so many mysteries still persist. One thing's for sure, though. This universe is so much stranger and more complex than we ever could have imagined. If you want to learn more about these mysterious and unexplained things, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you want to add anything more to our knowledge, feel free to leave us a comment. And, as always, thanks for watching.